Two-state solution. Somebody says two-state solution.
What about the Abraham Accord in South America?
One state or two states?
Abraham Accord.
Only in the two states.
What about Bahrain? What about UAE? What about
all of the children? What about Israel?
Hello, all anti-Zionist people, anti-Zionist humans, beautiful humans. Apart from 2 or 3 of Zionist people here, you are all welcome to this speech, this learning care. We are all anti-Zionist. There is a lot of talk about two-state solution. That is dead. That is a dream in the heads of the Zionists only and their collaborators in the West.
The whole United Nations.
That is a dream. This is not something the Palestinians accepting or will never accept at all. And it's about something about the one Palestine state. It's not one state solution. It is one Palestinian state solution. And we have to say Palestine state solution, which is not included this rapist, this IOF killers who killed over 70,000 Palestinians in 3 years. They are not acceptable, and they will never be acceptable amongst us. They will never be part of the solution. They are only part of the prize. They are not going to face immigration. They have dual nationality. They can go back to where they come from. They're going back to New York, to where they come from, to London, to Berlin, to all of these countries. So, please guys, when we talk about the one state, we have to say the one Palestinian state, not one state only, because this is deceiving. It is a one Palestinian state only. It is the right to religion. It is the Palestinian principles. It is the Thawabit. It is the Palestinian Thawabit. So let us all make it clear. It is one Palestinian state only. Thank you very much.
Sam, thank you so much. Well said. And we're gonna have you back. Don't go away. You're gonna come back again. One state Palestine, guys. Where is the two-state solution?
This is the one state.
Can you tell me? Anybody tell me where is the two-state solution when you have killers occupying settlements across that West Bank territory? Where is the two-state solution? I can't see any two-state solution. I see occupiers taking over every inch of that land. Now, with me is the next speaker, Mr. Shaun Norton. Shaun, the stage is yours.
Big up, Shaun. Big up.
No, it's one state solution.
No, give him respect. You have a platform.
One state.
No, he has a platform.
It's a one-state platform.
Sadly, there's no support in the entire world for one state.
Do we want to put this on?
This is just for your
the whole record.
Because if they allow one state, there will be majority Palestinians.
Let's do first things first. I know you all think
It'll be even worse.
I've invented some new merchandise for the cause of Palestine.
I agree.
It's my green and red headband, but let's be clear. 2 weeks ago I was in Dublin, and my home county of Mayo in the west of Ireland, we're celebrating the fact that after 75 years, we finally won the championship.
I'm basically on your side. I'm for Palestine. But the real
Was in 1950. That's the year that the Jews in Israel passed a law called the right of return and invented them all over the world.
With all respect,
come and live in Israel. We all know that ended in disaster.
If you want to
But I
avoid the
want to give a word of hope. After 1950, we Mayo people were in 11 finals, and everybody thought we could never win again. But just to say, 2 weeks ago, Mayo became All Ireland football champions. So thank you very much. But I do think, believe me, the red and green of Mayo has a secondary meaning, and that's my support for Palestine. But just before that, again, when I arrived at Speaker's Corner this morning, this suit of mine fitted perfectly. But I then had the joy attending the Arba'in on Marble Arch, and now you can see the state I'm in. So my gain of weight, I have to say, I blame the Muslims. Well, you don't have to be. You don't have to be every day, every Sunday here at Speaker's Corner to recognise that an awful lot of the people here, their job is to make me as a Catholic want to blame the Muslims for everything. Well, I can tell you, I do not buy that. And I want to talk to you briefly about the basis for what I think is extremely important now. That's the establishment of a Catholic Muslim alliance here in England and around the world. What's the basis of that alliance? Well, first of all, we worship the same God. The Muslims call him Allah. I can use that word, it's a different language, but he is Almighty God. We worship him. The other basis for an alliance is, well, you got two bases always for an alliance. You can have an alliance against a common enemy, and you can have an alliance for the common good. Now, what's the common enemy? I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to just say the Zionists.
I agree.
I'm not going to just say the neo-conservatives. The common enemy of Catholics and Muslims. Oh, by the way, Tommy's game is up. We all saw the picture of Tommy in Luton. Tommy is Israel first. He claims to be an English nationalist. So Tommy, I know you're here. The game is up. We all know you are a shield paid by Robert Shillman and Ezra Levant and all the other big Jews. So nobody's buying your English nationalist bogus propaganda anymore. Sorry about that. But anyway, to get back to the basis of our alliance. What's our common enemy? I'll tell you who the common enemy is. Tell me who said these words. The Jews are the people who killed Christ, and they are the enemies of the entire human race. Jesus told the Jews their father was Satan because they rejected him. Those words are spoken by St. Paul. 1 Thessalonians.
I don't remember him.
Now, all of you hate speech commissars out there, I know when you hear somebody mention the word the Jews, you get all worried. But when a Catholic identifies someone as an enemy, it's got nothing to do with hate. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ said, love your enemies. But that means two things. We have enemies in this world, and we love them. So, our common enemy are the Jews. Now, what's the evidence? What's the empirical evidence for the Jew problem? We call it the Jewish question or the Jewish problem. Now, I would say we all know as we look at the genocide in Gaza, the Jews seem to think that they have an exemption from what we call the universal moral order. The Jews say we're attacked, therefore we can kill the fathers, the mothers, the children. We can cut off food and water. Thank you, Mr. Starmer, for giving them the green light on that. They think when people who are starving are lining up for food, that their snipers can kill them, and that's all right. That is one of the most egregious violations of the universal moral order. And that is the basis for our alliance as Catholics and Muslims. By the way, and the reason I don't just refer to Zionists, the other attacks on the universal moral order from the Jews include, I don't know if many of you know this, the biggest porn site on the internet is called Pornhub, and that's owned by a rabbi called Solomon Friedman. Thank you to the Jews for promoting pornography. Well, Catholics and Muslims, let me say to the young Muslims and Catholics
what about Tesla?
Do not use pornography is there as a weapon to destroy your mind and your character.
By the way,
when the Jews invaded Ramallah in 2002, the first thing they did, they took over the police station and they started broadcasting pornography. Don't fall for it.
Any other anti-Semitic tropes you'd like to share with us?
Keep going.
Keep going.
If you look at So as well as the genocide and the crimes of Palestine,
What else?
we have, as well as those crimes, we have moral subversion. If you look at the names of the great ideologues who promote gay marriage, transgenderism, you know them all, Steve. You're not going to find Muslim names there. You're going to find lots of Jewish names. The father of transgenderism, Magnus Hirschfeld, a Jew from Berlin in the 1920s.
What about God, Shaun? He was a Jew as well.
The other basis for our alliance as Catholics and Muslims, we still regard
sure the
as
Catholic
sin
Church is agreeing
two
with
of the great crimes of our age,
agreeing with
namely usury and sodomy.
The Pope agreeing
Usury
with
and sodomy. One of the
claiming
beautiful
the
things
Catholic
about the
faith
Arbaeen
standing with
there,
you.
I could see there are loads of children and young people get married, no pornography, get married, stay married, and have lots of children.
They have sex in
The two enemies of the family are usury. The regime wants to load you down with debts so that you can buy a home. We have to end that. And they're promoting sexual promiscuity and sodomy to destroy your life-giving sexual power. So don't allow it. Now, just to finish off,
Down with that sort of thing.
it was 1950 Mayo last won the All-Ireland final. As I said, 75 years later, we're now the champions. And I think there's a message there for Palestine. Even Ehud Barak admits it, doesn't he? No Jewish kingdom has lasted longer than 80 years. Ehud Barak and all the big Jews know that 2028 is fast approaching. And let's be clear, we need one state, we need to restore the name of Palestine. The Jews are already fleeing. Argentina, Cyprus, they're going all over the world. But if any of them want to stay, I'm sure the noble, beautiful, forgiving people of Palestine will say to those Jews, you're welcome here. But you have to check these things at the door. Jewish supremacy. We're better than all the Goyim. We're Jews, you're Amalek. We're not having it anymore. Jewish victimhood, that's dead and buried. We're not having it anymore. So if you want to be part of the new one state called Palestine, I'm sure the beautiful people of Palestine will welcome you. But you've got to leave all those awful Jewish habits behind. Last thing, when I talk about the Jews, at the time of the crucifixion, Jesus Christ was put on trial, and the Jewish people were split. The ones who thought he was the Messiah are called Catholics and Christians. The ones who called for his death, they're called the Jews, and they're there today, the Jewish people. But it does not include every single Jew alive. It's the political force, the Jewish leaders and their followers in this world. We know them. The Board of Deputies, the ADL, campaign against anti-Semitism.
Yes.
Your days of using Jewish victimhood, and look, all the smear, you can call us anti-Semite till the cows come home. We now wear that as a badge of honor. So those days are over, and we ask God that he might restore that one state of Palestine and give those beautiful people the freedom and the good life they deserve after all these years. Mayo for Sam. God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shaun Norton. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's very simple. One state Palestine, and at the end of Jewish supremacism, because Benjamin Netanyahu has said that Israel is a Jewish state.
No.
Ben Gvir says it's a Jewish state. Smotrich says it's a Jewish state. The whole Knesset says it's a Jewish state. The anti-Zionist movement outside of Israel tries to convince us that it is nothing to do with the Jews. Well, the Jews in Israel are telling us everything is to do with the Jews. It's up to you Jewish people to liberate Judaism then. Because if you want change, you need to get rid of the likes of Smotrich, because they've hijacked your religion. Smotrich, Ben Gvir, Netanyahu, Gallant, all of them are guilty of hijacking true Judaism. If you say true Judaism is the teachings of the Prophet Moses, it has no difference with Islam. It has no difference with true Christianity. But if your Judaism comes from the Talmud, and which is then justifying the killing of Amalek children, then that is Jewish supremacism. It is Jewish violence. And just as you can call ISIS this Muslim supremacism or violence? Yes. So I have the right to call out Jewish supremacism when it's there. And Israel is a Jewish supremacist state by definition, by its own volition. They are not one of the parties in Israel, not one of the Jewish parties in Israel calls itself Zionist. Can you believe that? Not Likud, none of them. They don't even say, well, it doesn't come up in their manifestos. So why is this business of anti-Zionism? What we've got is a Jewish supremacism which has taken root in Israel, and my Jewish brothers in the diaspora who fund that Jewish supremacism need to think again. You need to revive. It's not about Zionism or Jews, it's about recapturing your own faith. Now, to lighten things up, we've got the lovely Natalia Kadek who's going to come up and do us a little bit of poetry, and then we'll be back to the raucous speeches.